Father James Emperor, in his book Spiritual Direction and the Gay Person, writes, "Honesty demands that we acknowledge that at times the degree of courage displayed by gay men and women in their search for God in an ambiguous situation is impressive. In fact, it is their particular form of marginalization which seems to give them some particular insights into the journey to God and the experience of the sacred today." Here at Holy Trinity, we try to create a welcoming space for all people. We have a group of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered and intersex people who meet here regularly. We know that this is a contentious issue, and we know that it evokes many emotions. And indeed, many LGBTI people feel judged, condemned, excluded, and marginalized. And yet, it is by listening to their stories that Father Emperor seems to suggest that we get a new insight into what it means to be marginalized, and indeed, a new insight into the sacred itself. Jesus spent most of his time working with the marginalized, ministering to the marginalized. And indeed today, we at Holy Trinity too want to be with people who find themselves on the margins. They have a story to tell, as Father Emperor suggests. They can lead us on the way to the sacred. And in this Easter season, it's good for us to reflect perhaps on those stories of the resurrection. One of them being that story of those two disciples journeying on the road to Emmaus. That they're sharing their story. They're sharing at times their difficult story. And it is only when they enter into their deep sharing that Jesus comes and they recognize him amongst them. And so we invite all LGBTI people and anyone who feels that they are on the margins for whatever reason, no matter what you've done, where you come from, what you failed to do, to join us at Holy Trinity, because we want to journey together and teach each other about the sacred. Our journey to Emmaus, our journey with one another, so that we too can recognize the Lord Jesus amongst us.